It's always a pleasure to see you all once again. My name is 20 Sad Seth, and welcome to The Point Review. Today we're looking at For Honor, playable on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. For those of you simply looking for my score, I'm going to be giving this one an 8.5 out of 10. This is a super fun multiplayer game with an okay story mode that kind of gets you used to the basics. The only issues is that the learning curve for it is a bit steep, but it's definitely worth practicing, and you feel really good once you finally get stuff down. But if you're looking for a little bit more details, then stick around. Like some of you, I've been watching this game for quite a while, and while I didn't get into the closed beta, I did play in the open one a couple days ago. One of the things though that are different between the two is that a story mode actually is in the game. Now the thing is, the story mode's not bad. It definitely serves its purpose as kind of giving you deeper lore into the actual game, and it is cool to try out different characters, but I mean it's okay. It's okay. It's not the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm happy they put it in there. It's a cool little thing just to kind of have in the corner, but I feel like a lot of the focus in this game is towards the multiplayer. Just like in the beta though, there are about two different forms of multiplayer that you can take part in. First is Dominion, which is a 4v4 kind of capture the point mode where the first team to get to 1,000 can wipe out the enemy team and basically win the entire match. And on the other hand, you have basically death matches where you can have 4v4, 2v2, or 1v1. These are all really fun, and I enjoy going between each of them. Even though there's only two as of right now, this is good. It works great. Each one is fun, they're fleshed out, and I'm sure they're going to add more later, but for right now, this is kind of all I need. After you complete a multiplayer match, you're going to see this big old map showing the three different factions, which when you start up the game, you have to choose between either Knights, Samurai, or Vikings. Now, choosing one doesn't limit you from using characters from the other, but what it does do is allow for you to fight for your side, collecting new area and stuff on the map. See, after every time you go through a match, you are allowed to deploy what's called war assets, which allow for you to defend or attack a certain area. And after a certain period of time, you're given a reward for how many war assets you deployed, whether or not you win or not, though the winning side does get better stuff. Along with this, some multiplayer maps actually change their design depending on who owns that section of a map. It's just a cool little immersion thing, and I enjoy playing it after I complete whatever match I'm doing. As of right now, there are 12 classes, 4 for each group, and each one of them feels entirely different from the other. What I love is to just sometimes go around and play with different classes to kind of find my perfect one. Right now I run with the Peacekeeper, which is more of a fast, agile character, but I did play with the Warden, which is more of a heavier, two-handed sword kind of guy. No matter what you want to play, no matter what kind of game style you enjoy, I promise you're going to find a class that fits you perfectly. Some do feel harder than others to play as, but with enough practice, you're going to be able to master them and really feel that progression. Customization for each class is rather in-depth. Not only can you change the appearance, like the color scheme or different symbols, but you can change the helmet. You can take the swords and break it down into handle, guard, and blade. I can't remember the last time I remember a game that allowed for me to break it down like that. But then you can also go over to their abilities, giving them new passive abilities, new extra feats or something like that. Anything from being able to throw a flash bomb to shooting a crossbow to calling down a giant fireball from a catapult. You're also allowed to customize your banner. What's your symbol? What's your shield? Kind of like a family crest sort of a thing. And there's a lot of options. There's so many options for this. This is a really, really good customization system, and I'm really happy about it. It's definitely going to make me want to come back, get more loot, and just enjoy it. As of right now, there are 3 different ways of getting loot. The first one is you may get something after you complete a multiplayer match, scavenging something off the battlefield. The second way is that you can buy different packs, armor packs, weapon packs, or premium packs to get new randomized loot. The third way is after a round on the war board, and if you put enough war assets, and depending on what tier your team turned out to be, you can get something out of that. Each piece of gear gives you normally a buff to 1 or 2 different stats, yet takes something off, meaning that you kind of have to customize your character to fit your playstyle, which I'm perfectly fine with because it's a very balanced system. Along with that, it allows for you to customize your character even further with different looks, different shoulder pads, armor, helmet, whatever. And the thing is, if you're kind of worried about something like this becoming overpowered, a number of game modes turn off the buffs that your armor would give you, meaning that it's just purely cosmetic. It means that lower level players can still hold off against higher level players with their super ultra loot. For Honor's combat system is a combination of stamina management and placement of your weapons. As you can see over here, I can either change my stance to left, right, or up. Along with that, this has a deep combo system, sort of a lighter version of a fighting game. And each character, each class, has their own combo system that you kind of have to take the time to learn. Along with that is the special abilities I mentioned, which allow for you to shoot things like a crossbow, or allows for you to gain a buff like a rage buff so you take less damage or deal more damage. Because of that, there's so many different things you have to learn about each and every character. You have to take the time to learn them. You can't just jump in there and hope you're going to be kicking ass. You have to practice. You have to do it over and over again. I promise you're going to lose some matches. But if you keep practicing, if you keep working with that character, if you really enjoy it, you're going to get better. And you're going to feel good about it. I felt myself progressing after only a few hours, and it was awesome to finally get my first execution, which executions are sort of special finishing move that when you pull off, not only give you HP, but in games like Dominion, it takes them longer to resurrect, to come back to the field. Or in games like Duels with multiple players, they can't be brought back. See, if a character is just killed with a light attack, they're going to have a plus sign above them. That means one of their teammates can come around and bring them back up. But if they're executed, they're down for the count. They cannot come back until the round is over. Plus, they just look badass. Like, finishing off your opponent by cutting his head off or stabbing him in the gut just feels good. For Honor is a pretty fun multiplayer game, and it's the first time I've had fun with a Ubisoft game in quite a while. They did a pretty good job with this one, and I can't really wait to see what else they have. I heard they've got more characters along the way, new maps, and hopefully new game modes. With all of this, I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you're looking for more, then I just did a review on Neo not too long ago, so you can check that out on our channel. Of course, I also did my review of Final Fantasy 15, and I did my top 5 games of 2016. If you'd like to see more from us, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps, guys. We're a new channel, we're young. Please share the video around if you can, and of course, y'all have a good night.